Sanibona Nonke. Welcome to our presentation, Exploring a Web-Based Learning Tool to Improve IsiZulu Clinical Communication Skills in an MBChB program. My name is Roshni Gokool, and I am the IsiZulu lecturer at the medical school. Together with my team, Serini Reddy, Yashla Nodaya, and Fahima Musa, we are delighted to present our project to you. On behalf of the team, I will present the findings of this project. Our presentation includes a brief introduction, a background to the IsiZulu module at the medical school, the rationale, purpose, and brief literature review. We also present the research methods and a short clip of the IsiZulu website project. This is then followed by the findings and discussions. We then end by highlighting the lessons from the preliminary phase 1 of the project and the conclusion. Communicating safely and effectively with an African patient requires good clinical communication skills. A good communicator is one of the core competency skills advocated by the Health Sciences Professional Council of South Africa. However, being a bilingual or multilingual communicator in IsiZulu, English, and other South African Nguni languages is a challenging competency skill to achieve as a young medical student in training. Hence, teaching and learning an African language is vital to a health sciences curriculum in South Africa. Since 2010, IsiZulu has been implemented within the Year 1 MBChB program. The module provides the essential language functions to conduct a safe and effective doctor-patient communication interview during the clinical years. Further, technological support is provided in years 2 and 3 of the MBChB program through developing IsiZulu videos based on clinical communication skills. In addition, during the COVID pandemic, the Clinical Skills Lab at medical school has provided online resources and teaching to assist students in improving their IsiZulu communication skills. The IsiZulu module offered at the medical school is a medical-specific Year 1 long module, and it gives students the basic vocabulary and grammar needed to communicate with patients. However, no progression is followed through the curriculum, yet students are expected to be assessed during clinical hospital rotations. Despite the many initiatives, the problem is the need to enhance clinical communication, moreover, the need for further integration of IsiZulu within the health sciences curriculum. A preliminary study highlighted that creating an IsiZulu language website aligned with the Skills Lab content can offer a practical and sustainable solution. The language barrier and communication breakdown are ongoing global challenges many healthcare professionals face. In the South African healthcare context, it has been reported that students lack confidence and demonstrate poor clinical communication skills when speaking to a Nguni or an African patient. Drawing on a blended language learning framework proposed by Misa and Rubio, Phase 1 of the website design is complete. This phase was presented at last year's e-learning symposium. In this presentation, we explore students' views on an innovative approach to using a web-based learning tool to improve IsiZulu clinical communication skills in an MBChB program. An online survey was administered to all 2021 registered MBChB students enrolled at UKZN who completed the IsiZulu module in Year 1. Part 1 of the survey elicited responses relating to students' language and technological needs, and Part 2 was based on students' experiences using the website. Ethical clearance was granted and permission from participants was also obtained. 66% or 66 participants rather out of 360 students responded. The data was analyzed according to emergent themes for further improvements to the online learning tool. In the next slide, Yashlan provides a short description of the website.
This is the current Medical IsiZulu course. When you enter the link, you are introduced with the front of a hospital, mimicking the front of a real hospital. We have a button that takes you to the reception. At the reception, we have Dr. Gokool, who is welcoming and greeting the students, as well as providing a quick description of what Nesi Bengu and the lift does. Nesi Bengu takes you to a refresher course, which is a quick revision on basic aspects of IsiZulu that was done in year 1. We have these different aspects of the refresher course, as well as a button that goes to the lift and a button that returns back to the reception. Looking at the greetings and identification, we follow a basic design of having a translation, both IsiZulu and English, a image, as well as an audio file. Same applies here. Image, IsiZulu translation, audio file, and if you hover over this box, you'll see the IsiZulu English translation. Looking at the activity, each aspect of the refresher course has an activity. For example, this is a dialogue between the computer and the user, where the computer and the user can have a IsiZulu dialogue regards to greeting and identification. Going back to the refresher course, looking at the next aspect, history taking. Here we have different tabs with regards to history taking, starting from personal details to closing the session. Each tab is adopted from the Calgary-Cambridge system of taking a history, which is a systematic approach in taking a history. Here we have the IsiZulu translation, drop-down, an English translation, as well as an audio file. Same applies for all of the other tabs. We also have an activity accompanying it, which includes multiple choice, matching, as well as translation. Each of these activities can be checked and the correct answer is provided. Returning to the refresher course, looking at the next aspect, examination and investigation. Here we have an image. Once hovering over it, we see an IsiZulu translation, English translation, a audio file accompanying it. Clicking on the second dot will give us an explanation to the IsiZulu translation. We also have a activity accompanying it. This activity is a memory game where you have to match the correct IsiZulu with the correct English translation. Going back to the refresher course, the feedback and communication has the same design and same aspect to examination and investigation with a different activity. This activity gives the English translation where the user will then provide the IsiZulu translation. Looking at the next aspect, basic vocab on body parts. Basic vocab on body parts contains an image with the body part, the IsiZulu plural and singular translation, English translation, an audio file, as well as an activity. This activity is a crossword puzzle. Going back to the refresher course, looking at the last aspect, which is basic vocab on common conditions. This follows the same design as basic vocab of body parts with a different activity. This activity is a word search with different difficulties. Once you are done with the refresher course, you have the ability to go to the lift. The lift basically takes you to the different years. Each year, for example, year 2 has different themes. In this floor plan layout, we see the different themes of the year. Clicking on a theme will take you to a page that contains the relevant IsiZulu regarding this theme. We also have a drop-down section for quick access, and clicking on the logo takes you back to the home page.
In terms of the findings and discussions, 5 dominating themes emerged from the data. Most students rated IsiZulu proficiency as poor. However, students did report that they could have a basic conversation with patients. Regarding theme 2, the device preference, 86.4 students said they could access the content using a laptop or a desktop. This could be a possibility that the content on the website is too large and contains too many audio clips, hence the preference of the laptop. Most students reported that the website is excellent in terms of the website design. Images, audio clips, color schemes, and website navigation were some features of the survey. Regarding theme 4, engagement and interaction of the website, an overwhelming 83.3% of respondents reported a high interaction level with the learning content. The web learning tool encourages continued autonomous learning. 77.4% of students reported high motivation to return to the website. In terms of lessons learned from phase 1, with any web learning tool, designers will encounter challenges. Although the overall positive student responses, some shortcomings were noted. These included long loading times, no immediate feedback, and no live sessions. An expansion in the range of activities has also been reported. Drawing on the student feedback can assist us in re-evaluating the website design and implementing the necessary adjustments. This is a unique project initiated by the UKZN medical students. It is a much-needed resource to improve clinical communication skills. Further development of learning material is required for the clinical years 4 to 6. It takes a team to develop this web-based learning tool. Our students who participated in the project, the students who created the website, the IsiZulu content developers and translators, medical reviewers, and the UKZN's Corporate Relations Division. We would also like to acknowledge the UTLO for their financial support and our other stakeholders, especially the Skills Lab clinicians, Dr. Abrahams and Mrs. Nkwanyana. Siyabonga Gokool. Thank you very much.